What's going on? DarkSynth here, and yesterday, Arxis ended up dropping a mechanics guide for Tokon Fighting Souls. So, in this video, I'll just kind of be going over and reiterating what they're talking about, but maybe explain it in a more detailed fashion so that you can understand it. But yeah, with this video, after releasing yesterday, definitely made me more stoked for this game. And I can't wait. Hopefully they have a beta maybe by the end of the year or sometime early next year, because I know this game's coming out next year, so I'd like to try and get my hands on it, and I'm jealous of everyone that gets to at EVO. So without further ado, let's just jump on into the video. So much like a Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game, this game is going to have a light, medium, and heavy button layout with extra buttons for the specific mechanics. You have light, medium, heavy, and then you have your skill button, which is for your specials. Your unique skill button, which is it's different from specials, but each character has their own unique attack that they can use. And then there's a quick assemble button, which I think is a universal overhead button. I'm not quite sure what that mechanic is exactly, but I know once you land it, like, it goes into like a small team combo, and depending on your meter, you can follow up with the combo. For movement, there's jumping, hyper jumping, and air dashing, just like any Marvel vs. Capcom game out there. It has link or chains, so you can do light, medium, heavy. There's also going to be like, they call it links or whatever. You can go light, 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 or medium, 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 and it'll spend your meter, if you have any, on your like specials or supers. So if you just want to have fun and button mash, then you can use that. So special moves can be done with either the quick skill button or with your inputs, so you can do motion inputs. And the thing is, if you do it with a motion input, you actually do more damage. So it's kind of like Modern and Street Fighter. If you choose not to use the motion inputs, you will get less damage. If you choose to use the motion inputs, you will get increased damage. So it actually rewards you for learning, I guess, classic controls, if you will. So let's talk about the assists in Tokon Fighting Souls. So the way they work is, when you first start a match, you start off with just one assist. And the way you get your other assists is by performing the stage interaction or wall break, where you knock your opponent into another area of the level. And then when you do that, you actually unite with your other assists. And when you do that, your health gauge and your skill, your meter goes up. So there are benefits to using the stage interaction or wall break, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, that's how you get your assists in this game. Now let's talk about the slots. Each character doesn't have really their own assists. They do, but it's not like Marvel where you choose what assists they have. Instead, you pick what slot they go in, and that slot determines what assist they have. So the first slot is a projectile. The second slot is a launcher or anti-air assist. And then they said for the third slot is some kind of strike assault move. I don't know what it means, but it's like that move pertinent to that character or unique to that character. So yeah, it all seems really interesting, and I can't wait to really like lab this game out when it comes out. There's also handshake tagging, so if you want to use your assist character after calling them in, you can do that, just like 2xKO. So now we can get into supers and ultimates, which are like level 1, level 2s, and level 3s, as you can see on screen. You can perform them by pressing a direction and then your quick skill plus medium plus heavy, I think. Or if you want more damage, you do the full motion input, from which it seems like it's half circle back forward, and then your quick skill or heavy button, or a multiple of buttons. So again, you get rewarded for actually doing motion inputs in this game, even when it goes to supers. So you're probably wondering how maybe you can launch your opponent in this game, and there's the good thing. This game has a universal launcher, which is down and heavy, which in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, not everyone had a launcher, nor was it universal. You had to figure out what their launcher was. But in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Infinite, they changed it. They added a launcher button. And now in Tokon Fighting Souls, they have a universal input of down plus heavy. So now let's talk about some defensive mechanics that this game's going to have. Starting off with the assemble counter. This is going to be done by pressing back and then your quick assemble button. And what this will do is it pretty much just counters your opponent if they're doing too much block string pressure. And I think you can extend it with your assists, I'm not sure, but it does cost a assist bar, which is that green meter up top. So if you do happen to do the assemble counter, it will cost a bar. Next is the reflect mechanic. This is done by pressing light and your assemble button, again while blocking. And what this does is it will call in one of your assists to get your opponent off you. But there's a catch. There's actually some mind games when it comes to this mechanic, because if your opponent reads that you're going to do your crossover, they can reflect that and counter back and I think give you damage, or if not gray health. So this game for a tag fighter seems like it's going to have a lot of depth and like mind games to it, which other Marvel game or older Marvel games really never had. It was just get up in your face and like just push block, or just pressure your opponent as much as you can. But this game seems like there's going to be a lot more defensive options. I'm not sure if push block is a thing in this game. It doesn't seem like it because they didn't bring it up. So it seems like those two defensive mechanics, the crossover and the reflect, are going to be, and the counter assemble or assemble counter, whatever it's called, are going to be your defensive mechanics in this game. And there is no push block. But really, that's kind of it for the mechanics of Tokon Fighting Souls. Again, I'm super excited to try this game and see more news for this when it comes out, like more characters, more stages, more game modes, and just what this game's gonna end up being like for the final product. So if you don't want to miss any Tokon Fighting Souls news, stay tuned on this channel, subscribe, and I will be going over character reveals and everything Tokon Fighting Souls related. So with that being said, this is DarkSynth signing out, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace.